My daughter's whisper still lives in my skull, thin, trembling, too calm to be innocent. "Daddy, come get me now." "What's wrong?" I asked, already halfway to my keys. "Mom's boyfriend is here. He's doing things I can't even explain." The line went silent. Just a shaky breath. Then, click. I drove like gravity had vanished. 90 miles per hour through red lights, wind roaring against the windshield, the steering wheel shaking beneath my palms. My thoughts weren't thoughts anymore, just flashes. My daughter's face, the sound of her voice, the kind of fear that changes a man's blood. When I reached the house, her lights were off, curtains drawn, her car outside. Another beside it, black, unfamiliar. I didn't knock. I didn't call. I just kicked the door open. What I saw froze me mid-breath, and it wasn't what I expected. My ex-wife stood in the hallway, startled, robe half-tied. A man was behind her, shirtless, holding a beer. My daughter wasn't in sight. "What the hell are you doing here?" she hissed. "Where's Emma?" "She's asleep," she said, but her eyes flicked, left, down the hall, toward the basement door. That flick was all I needed. I walked past her. She grabbed my arm. I didn't stop. The basement door creaked open. Emma sat on the couch downstairs, clutching her stuffed rabbit, knees pulled to her chest. The TV played cartoons on mute. Her eyes met mine. Relief first, then confusion. She ran to me, buried her face in my chest. "You came," she whispered. "I told you I would." Behind me, the boyfriend's voice was loud, indignant. "You can't just—" I didn't answer. I just turned, holding her tight, and walked out. No shouting, no explanation, just the sound of her small heartbeat against mine. But as I strapped her into the car seat, I noticed something. Bruises on her wrists. Small, faint, the kind you only see if you're looking for them. And I started looking. The next week, she stayed with me. I told her mother nothing, just said Emma needed time. I watched, listened, waited for her to speak. At night, she'd wake from dreams and crawl into my bed. One night, she whispered, "He locks the door when Mommy goes out." Who? Mommy's friend. Every word hit like a blade. But emotion was a luxury I couldn't afford. I needed proof. I took her to a child therapist, discreetly. The therapist's report came back concerning. Patterns of anxiety. Descriptions consistent with boundary violations. I forwarded it to my lawyer, quietly. Meanwhile, I watched my ex's online life, the smiles, the dinners, the new beginnings. Her boyfriend always beside her. He had a record, not public, but there. Assault, minor, buried under years of sealed files. I started documenting everything, dates, times, calls. I didn't confront. Not yet. You don't walk into a storm without knowing where the lightning will strike. The evidence arrived 3 weeks later. Hidden camera footage, grainy, time-stamped, undeniable. My private investigator had placed it legally in my daughter's playroom. What I saw made my vision tunnel. The man's voice, the proximity, the fear on my little girl's face. I didn't yell, didn't punch walls. I just stared until my eyes burned. Then I made copies, 3 of them. One went to my lawyer, one to the police, and the third I kept. That evening, I drove to my ex-wife's house. She opened the door, smiling nervously. "You can't just take her whenever you—" I handed her a flash drive. "What's this?" "Watch it." She rolled her eyes, muttered something about manipulation, then went pale as the footage started. Her mouth opened, no sound, just air. Her boyfriend stepped out from the kitchen. "What's going on?" She turned to him, horror twisting her face. "You—" I stepped back, silent, watched realization hit like a slow, merciless wave. Then I left. The police came that night. Not for me, for him. They found him outside, trying to leave. She screamed his name as they cuffed him, voice cracking into disbelief. When the squad car drove off, she turned toward me, shaking. "Why didn't you tell me?" "I did," I said. "You just never listened." Her tears meant nothing, her panic even less. Because somewhere along the way, she'd stopped protecting the one person who needed her most. I walked past her, into the house, collected Emma's things quietly. She reached out, sobbing, "Please, John, don't take her away." I looked at her once, calm, detached. "You already did." Months have passed since then. The trial is coming. She's a witness now, haunted, fragile, a mother broken by her own blindness. Emma sleeps peacefully these days. She draws pictures again, smiles again. Sometimes she asks, "Will Mommy ever be better?" I tell her, people heal when they face what they refuse to see. She nods, too young to understand. But I do. Because truth isn't loud. It doesn't explode. It cuts quietly, like a scalpel, not a sword. And when it's done, all that remains is silence. The kind you can finally live inside.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.